Most people never choose their retirement age. Life chooses it. 48% retire earlier than planned. Forced out, layoffs, illness, burnout, not the plan they made. Only 10% retire later than they planned. The plan you make and the plan that happens different things. Average American retires at 62, not 65. 65 was never the real number. It was a political one. 51% of Americans retire between 61 and 65. Saving more won't help if your body quits first. Money is a tool. Time is the asset you can't buy back. 35% say their savings are behind, right now. 34% fear outliving their money more than death. But actual retirees? Only 22% worry about it. Fear of retirement is statistically worse than retirement itself. 82% of retirees feel more relaxed after they stop. 67% say they're happier than when working. Happiness doesn't peak at your highest salary. It dips. Research calls it the U-bend. Middle age is the bottom. Working harder in your 40s won't buy back your 60s. 76% of retirees wish they had saved more earlier. But half who delayed retirement wish they had left sooner. 4 years. That's the average regret window for waiting too long. 23% regret claiming Social Security too early. Social Security timing is a 6-figure decision. Most ignore it. Every extra year you wait past 62 costs you something. The cost isn't always financial. Sometimes it's biological. Your peak health years don't wait for your portfolio to catch up. More money at 68 or full mobility at 63? The data picks 63. Health, money, and time aligned. 63 is where the 3 circles finally overlap. Compound growth at 63 means 40-plus investing years. Starting at 23, you have 40 years of compounding. Every decade you delay costs more than the previous decade combined. Medicare starts at 65. Retiring at 63 leaves a gap. 2 years. That's the Medicare bridge most people forget to plan. Private health coverage fills the 2-year gap. Budget for it. Ignoring healthcare costs in retirement is the most expensive mistake. Retirement isn't an age. It's a financial and physical readiness. The spreadsheet can be perfect. The body might not cooperate. $1 million portfolio and no energy to enjoy it? That's the trap. Purpose matters more than portfolio size in retirement happiness. 75% feel less stressed after leaving work behind. Readiness is a triangle. Money, health, and purpose all required. Missing any one vertex, and the triangle collapses. Plan for all 3. The real question isn't when, it's whether you'll be ready when it arrives. So let's talk about the actual system, the one that gives you options. Step 1, know your number. Not vaguely, precisely, down to the dollar. The 4% rule. Withdraw 4% annually. Your portfolio survives 30 years. $50,000 a year in retirement requires a $1 to $5 million portfolio. VU tracks the S&P 500, averaged about 10% annually since inception. VTI adds small and mid-cap exposure, broader diversification than VU alone. SCHD focuses on dividend growth stocks, ideal for retirement income generation. Your income is not your wealth. Your savings rate is. Full stop. A 3-fund portfolio covers U.S. stocks, international stocks, and bonds. Set up a Roth IRA. Contribute up to $7,000 a year under 50. Roth IRA growth is tax-free. Every dollar compounds without the IRS taking a cut. Max your 401k first, up to $23,000 annually in 2024. Employer match is a 100% instant return on investment. Automate transfers on payday. Willpower fades. Systems don't. The best account isn't the highest returning one. It's the one you actually fund. Dollar cost averaging removes emotion from the investing equation entirely. You don't need to time the market. You need to be in the market. Missing the 10 best market days in a decade can have your returns. Fees matter more than most investors realize. Even 1% destroys wealth. Vanguard index funds average expense ratios of just 0.03%. Diversification isn't owning more, it's owning less of the wrong things. Rebalancing once a year keeps risk aligned with your retirement timeline. Target date funds auto rebalance, ideal for hands-off investors near retirement. Sequence of returns risk is real. A market drop early in retirement can be irreversible. Keep 1 to 2 years of expenses in cash to ride out market downturns. Social Security delays pay off. Each year past 62 adds roughly 8%. Claiming at 62 versus 70 could mean $300,000 less over a lifetime. Bridge the income gap. Withdraw from your portfolio first. Delay Social Security. Tax planning in retirement can save more than any investment strategy. Roth conversions before 63 reduce your taxable income after retirement starts. Required minimum distributions kick in at 73. Plan accordingly with the IRS timeline. A health savings account is the most tax-efficient vehicle in the entire IRS code. Max your HSA annually. After 65, it works exactly like a traditional IRA. Peter Thiel turned a Roth IRA into over $5 billion, tax-free. The accounts are set, the math is working, but there's one critical piece still missing. Compound interest is not a math concept. It is a boulder rolling downhill, unstoppable. At 10% average returns, $100 a month becomes $84,000 in 20 years. $1,000 a month at 10% becomes over $200,000 in 10 years. The S&P 500 has never produced a negative 20-year rolling return, not once. Time in the market beats timing the market. Morningstar data confirms this consistently. Federal Reserve data shows median household net worth at 65 is just $200,000. $200,000 does not fund a 30-year retirement at any comfortable standard. The average Social Security benefit in 2024 is just $1,800 per month. $1,800 a month is $21,600 a year. That is survival, not living. Social Security was designed to supplement savings, not replace them. The BLS data confirms this. 60% of six-figure earners still live paycheck to paycheck. The issue is management. Lifestyle inflation is the silent enemy. Every raise spent is a year added to your sentence. The person in the 10-year-old Toyota with $1 million portfolio is wealthier than the BMW leaser. Stealth, wealth, is not modest living. It's maximum efficiency in capital deployment. Cancel subscriptions you don't use. Cook at home. These are strategic reallocations. Housing costs are the biggest budget line. Negotiate rent or buy strategically. Transportation is the second biggest expense drain. Avoid new car debt completely. A car payment of $500 a month invested instead becomes $340,000 in 20 years. Your savings rate, not your salary, is the single best predictor of early retirement. A 20% savings rate retires you in 37 years, 50% cuts it to 17. Morningstar research shows low-cost index funds outperform 80% of active managers long-term. QQQ tracks the NASDAQ 100. Higher growth potential but higher short-term volatility. For retirement accounts, stability matters more as you approach the target date. Bonds reduce volatility but also reduce growth. Find the balance for your timeline. Fidelity recommends having 10 times your salary saved by age 67. At 30, 1 times your salary. At 40, 3 times. At 50, 6 times. Behind on these benchmarks? The boulder rolls faster the longer it's been moving. Catch-up contributions kick in at 50, an additional $7,500 per year in your 401k. Roth IRA catch-up at 50 adds another $1,000. Every dollar counts at this stage. You now have the structure, but the difference between knowing and having, that's what we build next. The boulder is rolling. The question now is whether the hill is long enough before it stops. The 3-question readiness scorecard gives you a concrete answer, not a feeling. Question 1. Can you physically do what you want to do in retirement without restriction? Health is not guaranteed past 65. Every year of peak mobility is finite and non-renewable. Question 2. Can your income plan sustain your lifestyle for 30-plus years without work? A sustainable withdrawal plan includes 4% rule, inflation adjustments, and a 2-year cash buffer. Inflation averages 3% annually. Your portfolio must outpace it or lose real value. Question 3. Do you know what your retirement will actually look like, day by day? Purpose is the third vertex of the triangle. Without it, the financial foundation becomes meaningless. Studies show that retirees with clear purpose live longer and report dramatically higher satisfaction. The Roth IRA is not just a tax tool, it's a legacy vehicle if you don't need all the money. Inherited Roth IRAs allow beneficiaries 10 years of tax-free growth and withdrawal under Secure 2. Sequence risk is your biggest enemy in the first 5 years post-retirement. Protect against it. The bucket strategy splits your retirement funds into 3 time horizons: short, mid, and long. Bucket 1 covers daily expenses, so you never sell equities in a down market under pressure. SCHD's dividend history shows consistent growth averaging 7 to 8% annually over a decade. A portfolio split of 60% VOO, 30% SCHD, 10% bonds is a solid retirement core. Real estate can supplement retirement income but requires active management most retirees overlook. REITs offer real estate exposure without landlord headaches, liquid, diversified, and dividend-paying. The boulder is still rolling. Every year of additional compounding before 63 adds momentum you can never recreate. If you're 40 today, you have 23 years before 63. The boulder is already moving. Start with $500 a month, increase by 1% each year. That is the discipline. $500 a month at 10% for 30 years becomes over $1 million. Starting now. $1 million at 4% withdrawal is $40,000 a year. Add Social Security, $60,000+. $60,000 a year in retirement with zero debt and paid-off housing is a strong, comfortable position. The math is not complicated. The behavior required to execute it consistently, that's the real challenge. Automate, then forget. The system should run without your daily intervention or emotional input. Review your portfolio once a year, not monthly. Emotional check-ins destroy long-term returns. Every market correction in history has been followed by a new all-time high. Every single one. The investor who stays invested during fear is always the investor who wins in the long run. The healthcare bridge from 63 to 65 must be budgeted at $800 to $1,500 monthly. ACA marketplace plans can fill the gap. Income management in retirement directly controls your premium. Managing your taxable income in early retirement can make your ACA premiums nearly free. The plan you make must survive contact with life. Build in margin, financial, and physical. Life will throw a curveball. The people who built margin early absorb it, others derail. 48% of retirees were forced out. The margin you build today is your insurance against that. Plan like you, choose your exit. Prepare like you won't. That tension is the entire strategy. Financial independence means optionality, the freedom to work because you want to, not because you must. Optionality is built in your 30s, executed in your 40s, unlocked in your 60s. The U-curve of happiness confirms what the money data already shows. The good years start after 60. You don't need to be wealthy to retire well. You need to be ready financially, physically, and intentionally. Most people overestimate how much money they need and underestimate how ready they already are.